Hello everybody, welcome to the video. So what we have here today is this Casablanca Commodore Vanderbilt ceiling fan. Got the ceiling fan in a fan trade from JJ the Fan Kid. I traded him a Verde Casablanca Artisan from 1996. It was a K55 one, which was pretty rare actually. And then in return, he gave me this. The light kit and the switch cap isn't original. I put this on, it's from my Columbia 2 because I didn't feel like disconnecting it, so I could put the shade on. Here's the original switch cap right here. It's a newer Commodore Vanderbilt too. I've never seen one with this tag. Usually they're black. And didn't have the mounting, so I just put that white downer on for now, but I do have mounting for it that is coming. This is a very late one because it has this tag and it has this tag up here, which still has the plastic on it from the factory. It's a very nice fan. It was missing a blade bracket, so I took a blade bracket from my other Commodore Vanderbilt, well, my Broadway Limited actually, and put this one on right here. It's a little darker because this one is brass and the rest of these are brass plated, so that's why that's like that. Anyways, we will start with the light. Don't mind the mounting situation. I did not tighten up one of the screws all the way, that's why it's like that, but I assure you it's not going to fall. I just have this up here for testing, so I'm going to take it down right after this video. This is my second Casablanca Commodore Vanderbilt. The other one didn't have blade brackets, and I got that around like 4 years ago. I still have it. I'm probably going to sell it since no use, it's incomplete. So these started off as the Casablanca Commodore Vanderbilt, so from like way back. I remember these from like the 70s, and they had just flat crescent blade brackets. They didn't have all the design like they have now. They would just look like crescents. And then they had square tipped blades. And then they switched around between the Commodore Vanderbilt and Broadway Limited, but the early Commodore Vanderbilts, it didn't have the E, it just said Commodor, no E. And then in the 1980s, well, 1979, around that era, they switched to the Broadway Limiteds and kept this design for a really long time. Like this design, but it had different blades, different blade tips. And then they switched back to the Commodore Vanderbilt in the late 80s, and they were 3-speed only. And I've seen an IntelliTouch one once before, and it was a Commodore Vanderbilt IntelliTouch from the 80s. Had a bell canopy, but I think it was a little like Frankenfan because it had a bell canopy, and bell canopy was already discontinued before IntelliTouch even came out. So that was like a weird fan. Here's medium. This Commodore Vanderbilt isn't as good as the 90s one because this is a China-made one. It's not the USA-made ones, because in 1997, that's when Hunter bought Casablanca, and then that's when Casablanca started going downhill, and Hunter pretty much ran that company into the ground. But overall, they kept the same exact design, but after 1997, that's when they started becoming like brass plated instead of real brass like that one blade bracket is, because that one blade bracket's a real brass. Here's high. Thing goes so fast. Don't want to leave it on high for too long because of that screw. Blows crazy air. Here's the light. spin down. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later, and goodbye.